What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Cesdagodd, aka Cesdagodd, and I'm here to break down the SPX 500 trade that took place during New York session on July 20th. If you're in the Telegram, you did see how I did call it out live, and I will show that as well. But pretty much, let me go ahead and share my screen. We're gonna do the desktop style, so we guys can go ahead and see I'm actually gonna go ahead and mark it live with you, and then I'll go ahead and show the Telegram as I took it live. But pretty much as we saw price get ready to play out during July 20th New York session, I went ahead and I was, pre-analyzing the markets. And what I pretty much saw was price came into a higher time frame, daily and 15-minute imbalance all the way to the left, reaching over yonder, right? So here was the daily institutional candle. There was a 15-minute imbalance that SPX loves, that played into it. SPX, as you know, loves to play into imbalances, either tapping into it, then reacting, or playing it all the way, fulfilling, and then reacting. So saw it play last night or Wednesday into London into New York. And so here's a little secret. What I like to look at is if the market is overall bearish for the day, I love to see market create London highs, then New York follow through with a lower high, and then Asian just kind of either finish the job and consolidate or create the lowest range, right? And so we could see that on the Wednesday example that gave me confidence for Thursday to take a sell trade on SPX. So as you know, right, on Eastern Standard Time, London begins at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard, but doesn't end until noontime. Now, there's a bit of a crossover between London and New York, because if you don't know, New York starts at 8 a.m. Eastern, but doesn't finish until 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern. So that means that 8 a.m. until noontime, right, kind of overlap, is London versus New York. There's a bit of a volatility spike, but it is also still London creating its high of the day, right? So understanding that, at noon specifically, London finished by creating the high. Kind of secretly, New York came in, swept the previous London high, something that was created during, the 3 to 8 a.m. session, or even 9 a.m., 10 a.m., whatever. New York finished the job. So finished the job right at noon, creating the high. And then the second half of New York, from noon until 4 or 5 p.m., we went ahead and went from a low or a high to a low to a lower high into a lower low. Asian session consolidating, giving us liquidity for the rest of the time. And so pretty much that just gave me confidence to go ahead and now look for an area where we can go ahead, tap into, and then continue selling off, using that as our higher stop loss. So now, seeing it here, London did start at 3 a.m., had a bit of illiquidity starting to build up, right? A high at around 6 a.m. before market started to tank at 8 a.m., getting ready for, the 9:30 and 10 o'clock moves. So we're going to go ahead and break down to a smaller time frame. And so what I'm pretty much just going to go ahead and do from here is I want to go ahead and see how price could come back to the high, right? We created a high to low scenario. I want to go ahead and see if we have any area interest where we can go ahead and see price come in, mitigate, and then potentially continue dropping. What I saw here was we went from natural order flow, low to higher low to low break of structure. So I was interested in this overall area here, right? I want to see price come in to, minimally the green line, since that's about 50% of the overall move, but then start to see how we react, right? Kind of playing price. Want to see how we come into here, maybe start playing around, and then get a bit of a distribution scenario to play out. Awesome. So let's go ahead and fast forward. So we did get a bit of, and I'm actually going to go ahead and get rid of this now, since we understand where we are in price and time. So we did go ahead and see price start to come around 8:30, right? We do get a major validity spike right into that green area. Awesome. Now, typically what I've noticed, especially with indices, is that 8:30 or 9:30 to 10 p.m. move, that's when there's so much validity and so many orders just being taken place on the 1-minute orders, people just, throwing stop losses everywhere, throwing TPs everywhere, throwing entries and lots everywhere, that, sometimes it's okay to just let the dust settle, right? And that's what I wanted to go ahead and see here. So as price was playing from 9:30 to 10 p.m., or 10 a.m., I was just looking at price and trying to notice, any kind of pattern, maybe any kind of distribution getting ready to play out. And what I go ahead and see here is this price is building up order flow, right? We went ahead And we went from, obviously, let me get rid of this, some lows to a high to a low to a high to, super low. But I wasn't convinced price was ready to sell yet, right? What I wanted to go ahead and do is see how price would then go ahead after high to low, right? Breaking this low here. I wanted to go ahead and see how price will play into, that higher high area, seeing if we can go ahead and come into it before creating, and creating a lower high to then push into a lower low. Awesome. What we go ahead and see price do is we do come in, create that lower high. Grab this. But then we end up creating I'll leave it like this. Awesome. Right. We do end up creating from a low to a high to a higher low. So price wasn't done, selling off or getting ready to sell off just yet. And then pushes up into a high, right? Awesome. What does price go ahead and do? Well, we start stair stepping again, pretty much tapping anybody's, limits who were put stop losses at the highest here, that liquidity, right? Tapping into that liquidity area. And then we start to break off, right? So what does price end up doing? Well, again, right, we break a low. Awesome. So now what is my interest, or what is my thought process? Well, I want to see how we can go ahead and come in, respect, the high, and then see if we can push lower from there, right? So let me just grab that. Awesome. What happens here? Price goes ahead, starts playing around. Let me get rid of these to make it a little more neat. Right, price goes from a high to a low. So now we're playing within this range. And this is what I want to go ahead and see if we could start breaking or running through, right? Here's the high, here's the low, and price is just moving sideways from here. Price is moving, right? Boom, we tap below again. So we go from a high to a low to pretty much a lower high into a lower low. Price comes back, retraces. Remember, we're still in this area from this high to now this lower. Want to see, some more retracement. Price goes ahead, taps in. What happens? And we get a major push down. So now it looks like price is really getting ready to go ahead and drop. What I will go ahead and do is from here, I'm getting pretty confident, and this is our area to sell off, right? Because we have a high to a low to a lower low, right? Remitigation, lower high that comes into, right? Doesn't break above our high. And now I'm gonna go ahead and look to sell her, right? Just to around, I believe it was just a 4.9. Not explain why. Let's go for 5. It was on the 15-minute. No, 5, it was on the 5 minute because we broke structure. Yes. All right. Here. Boom. That was TP, and I'll explain TP in a little bit. So price, right, we're going ahead. We've seen all these break structures. We're seeing price getting ready to go ahead and sell off. What happens? Price comes in, it activates us here, and then now runs off. Awesome, right? 5-to-1 secured. It was a bit less, about a 4.89 to be exact. Now, the reason I wanted to go ahead and grab TP here was because this on the 5-minute was our last natural push down of market order flow, right? So I wanted to see price come back. In all honesty, I wanted to see price come into here, into this 5-minute area. And then I actually was expecting it to go higher because we still, when I thought was all this liquidity to be taken out, right? So more so I was really looking to ping pong the market, ping it down to pong it back up. And what ended up happening was price did not give me that. It just ended up selling off and through. So, kind of is what it is. Was kicking myself that I TP'd out so early, but at the same time, happy and grateful that I was able to go ahead, be patient, wait for my setup, and really just take advantage of, a downtrending market or a distro market with such a small time frame. And, for those of you who are studying smart money or wyckoff theory with me, this was actually how I was really seeing it. I just wanted to make this really simple for you guys to understand. I was literally seeing this as, actually, let me mark it up first, and then I'll show you, right? What I was actually seeing was price coming to a high, to a low, to a high, to a low, to a high, PSY, PSY. Awesome. right? And this is actually a type 2 distribution schematic on Wyckoff. So let me pull that up. So this is exactly what I was literally seeing as price started to play out fully. And that was why I was so confident getting in the specific area that I did get in on. Let me just wait for this to load. Awesome. Where'd it go? What's going on? Hello? I'm gonna pull that back up. I don't know what happened. Cool. 1 second, family. Let this load in. And man, it's taking forever to load. Bro, you good, my guy? There we go. Right. Price went ahead. Let me do this. Awesome. Right. BCARST Sal B. Right. Price is getting ready to build up liquidity for the sell-off. What do? We come into a last push high, break lower, come into a lower high, break lower, come into a lower high, that LPSY, break low, come back, break low, come back, gone, right? And then we could have argued that this fell off into a sow, retraced into an LPS, right? Fell off into a sow, retraced into an LPS, and then phase E just continued to sell off, right? Gone. So it was, to me, a very clean Wyckoff scenario. Just the structure to the left made me TP out early, right around here in the schematic. If I would have fully believed that it would have played out entirely until phase Z, then I would have stayed in. But you know what? Happy and grateful that I was still able to secure, this trade and just walk away for the day. And then, just give some proof. Let me go ahead and right. So at 9:21 a.m. or even at 9:56, I did drop a Zoom link, come trade live. And then at 10:06, was able to catch this, caught live, right? Entry was at really 10 o'clock. So I'll let price push down just to really, talk my shit. But this was really quick, just a SPX 500 breakdown on July 20th. So hopefully you guys were able to get some insight, really just, train the eye as to when market is getting ready to distro or push down, or even, train your eyes to start training, the Wyckoff schematics a little more in depth. So if you guys like this, definitely don't be afraid to reach out to me on Instagram, Telegram, YouTube, and I'm always happy to help connect and make sure you guys are getting the best quality education and trading advice the best way I know how to. So as always, stay patient, stay disciplined, and the gains will come, family. Have a good one. Peace.